How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth with me, Kristian Harloff. This is our Monday through Friday UAP News channel where we discuss everything going on in the world of the phenomenon. Brand new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are at 30,000. We hit 30,000. Thanks, guys. So now we're aiming 50. Get more people talking about this subject matter, and that is what we're doing here today. There seems to be more and more conversation around this topic. It's heating up more as we get towards the end of the year, as we find more and more about the UAPDA, the act of whether or not it's going to get passed through the Schumer and Rounds bill, and if there's going to be any more hearings. That seems to be more conversation that is happening, and even more of a conversation that I'm going to have tomorrow with my special guest, Lester Nair, who is going to be on the show. And this is about Lue Elizondo. Lue is out there promoting his new book, Imminent. And this has been a book that people keep asking about, that we kept wondering about. It's finally coming out. People are reading it now. Lue's doing the tour to get out there and start getting the word out and talk about the things that are inside of the book itself. And there seems to be more press covering this. Granted, a lot of internet stuff, not a lot of stuff that's been on television. However, CBS did have him on. And they did have him on for about, I think it was anywhere between 4 to 6 minutes. He was on, and I'm going to play that clip in just a second. But that's, I mean, when you look at what Lue Elizondo has done, and he was one of the main people in that New York Times article, that he's actually now promoting this and having the word come out. This is a big thing that people actually want to discuss with him for his past work and the things that he had been a part of. So here's this clip from CBS, and then we'll talk about what they discuss and how it was covered on the other side of it. Here it is.
Comments on 60 Minutes by former Pentagon and intelligence official Lue Elizondo put the global spotlight on the government's look into unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. Now Elizondo is sharing more details about his work. He is the author of the new book, Imminent, Inside the Pentagon's Hunt for UFOs. In it, he writes these crafts are not made by humans, and they present a very serious national security issue. Lue Elizondo joins us first right here on CBS Mornings. Welcome.
Thank you. My honor and privilege.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think, even if you don't believe in UFOs or you are someone that definitely believes that there is something out there, you talk about this idea of these crafts being created to, quote, be friends from out of town. What makes you so certain that they're not made by humans? And also, if I could, early in your book, you said when governments lie to their people, all of democracy is at risk. Do you think the government is lying?
Well, we know that the government never lies, right? Iran-Contra, Pentagon Papers, Afghanistan withdrawal. No, unfortunately, the government is not this huge colossal machine, if you will. It's segregated into these little fiefdoms, if you will. And unfortunately, they don't always coordinate and talk with one another. As far as these vehicles not being made by humans, if you will, that's not me saying that. We have scientists, some of the top scientists that your taxpayer dollars have paid for them to conduct this research. And at the end of the day, when you're studying the material and you're studying the capabilities of these vehicles, and frankly, there's nothing that we have that compares to what these vehicles can do, the capabilities that they're demonstrating in front of us, then one has to ask, well, where are they from? And if it's not our technology and it's not some sort of adversarial technology, it's someone's technology. In
a statement to CBS News, the Pentagon spokesperson said that the department will follow the data wherever it leads. However, to date, we have not found any credible evidence of extraterrestrial activity. Are there other explanations that should be considered? Is there hard evidence that this is a non-human technology?
That's a great point. And so I think we need to look at this from a temporal aspect, a time aspect. I think if you were to look at it now and say, well, there's no evidence these things are, if you will, not human. The reality is we've been dealing with this topic as a government for decades. So it's not like there's some sort of adversarial technology that just popped on the proverbial radar that's ahead of us. This is something we've been dealing with as a nation for 60 years. So let's put that into perspective. This would be like going into King Tut's tomb for the very first time and finding a fully assembled 747 inside the tomb. It doesn't make sense, right? From a time perspective, we're talking the 1950s, the late 1940s, where this technology has been demonstrated over controlled U.S. airspace, over some of our most sensitive military installations. And by the way, there's official U.S. documentation that substantiates this.
You know what, Lou? I really enjoyed your book. I thought it was really eye-opening about the secrets that people keep. You make a point of saying you believe secrets have an expiration date. And it seems you and your family really went through hell as part of your job, both physically and mentally. And at one point, you ended up quitting your job, and your wife said to you, "Who quits a job without a job?" And you said to her what?
Well, I said to her a lot of things, I'm sure. At the end of the day, I made the decision to leave my job and pursue this topic because it was the right thing to do. And I don't think my family would have respected me if I didn't.
You said a man who can't live with himself. That's a line that stood out to me. But why do they want to keep this a secret? And what do you mean that secrets have expiration dates in less than 90 seconds?
Sure, less than 90 seconds. Well, secrets are made to protect two things, sources and methods. They're not designed to stop, if you will, the American people from learning the truth about embarrassing things or trying to hide things. This is a topic where I believe America can handle the truth. And I think America deserves to know the truth about this topic, about your taxpayer money that's been spent over the decades to try to figure out just what the heck is going on. Look, you have former directors of national intelligence, former directors of CIA, and even former presidents all coming out saying, yeah, this is a valid and real topic and a national security issue.
Yeah, and I think there's so much information in that book. We so appreciate and wish we had more time, Lue. Lue Elizondo, thank you for coming in. Imminent goes on sale tomorrow, wherever you buy your books.
All right, so there you go. This is a major tour that Lue is doing, and the things that he's saying, and I think what's important here is this: when you hear this clip. Now, if you've been following this channel and you're paying attention in general to this topic, then a lot of this stuff that he's saying in here, that this is stuff that has been discovered and that these things are here, they're not human. This is stuff that you've said, well, yeah, we've been hearing that for the last year or so. I think the important thing to realize and to take away from all of this is more of the fact that this was able to be covered on CBS, on a news show in the morning, talking to their anchors, talking about what's going on, taking it more serious. That's the thing that I've been saying on this channel since we started UAP Tuesdays, was that the more you get coverage from mainstream media, the more other people are going to see it that aren't paying attention to this. And that, hey, I was watching CBS the other day and this guy came on talking about UFOs. Don't you do that too? What is that? What is this actually? What's happening? The conversation starts. I know I'm going to get that conversation. I know I'm going to get that phone call from people. So overall, the idea of what he's doing here, and then this it brings into the other question that we've been talking about and discussing, is it the continuation of what the Soul Foundation brought up, and the continuation of saying, okay, first things first, get this book out, get people talking, get the hearings going, get the UAPDA passed, then move forward with other stuff. Is it an actual plan that is moving into fruition? Is this part of that plan? That's more so why I wanted to cover it today, is to cover there's nothing inside of what Lue Elizondo said for this and this coverage of like, oh, wow, well, he actually said this and showed this and did that. I am wondering why they didn't ask more things inside of the book, because there's some wild claims inside of this book, and we've ever seen some of the leaks where there's other things. This is more so like, how do you know? The Pentagon says that there's, or Arrow or whoever it was says that we have no evidence of that. What do you say to that? As opposed to, well, tell me about the bodies thing. Tell me about the remote viewing you talked about. Tell me about this. You said that this. You said that there's actually reverse engineering in here. The opportunity to really talk to them on a main stage platform, and some of that wasn't covered, and probably could have been. And there was still 4 or 5 minutes, whatever it was, and it probably could have been 10 minutes, right? Easily. But he'll start doing more podcasts. He'll start doing more interviews. I know he did another interview, I think, that people have been covering, So there's going to be a lot more with Lue Elizondo over the next week, I'm sure, that we're going to cover on this channel as the book comes out, and we'll read it, we'll talk about it. So anyway, thanks for joining us here today. Appreciate it. Make sure you click the click the comments. Yeah, sure, click the comments. Make sure that you leave your comments in here. Tell us what you think. And as always, if you want to support the show, we have membership here on this channel, but you can get yourself something wonderful and check out one of our sponsors. Let me tell you about both of them right now. There's nothing worse than looking at subscriptions that you paid for and forgot that you were paying for them. You sign up for some app, you go, oh, this looks fun. I'm going to do this for 30 days, and then I'm going to cancel it, and you don't cancel it. And then you're getting charged $9.99, $10.99, and it goes up and up and up. Well, Rocket Money can cancel subscriptions for you. And that's exactly what it did for me. It says, look, these are all the things that you're paying for, and now you don't have to do it anymore. Because if you were to guess, what do you think you're paying in subscriptions every month? The answer is probably more than you think. Over 74% of people have subscriptions that they've forgotten about. I did, for sure. And that was exactly what happened. Some cool app that I liked, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm never going to use this again, but I'll use it for 30 days. And I didn't. And I was getting charged for it for like 3 months. Most Americans think they spend around $62 per month on subscriptions, but the real number, $300. That is thousands of dollars a year. And you've all forgotten about it. And that's why I started using Rocket Money. So Rocket Money, to me, I use it for so many different things, whether it's canceled subscriptions, letting me know how much I've spent for the month, bills that I have upcoming, things that I need to do, my budgets. It's been a lifesaver. I absolutely love it. It's a personal finance app, and it helps it cancels the unwanted subscriptions, it monitors your spending, and it helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users, and it's saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions. Go to rocketmoney.com/DTE. That's rocketmoney.com/DTE. One more time, rocketmoney.com/DTE.